Welcome to Shrouded Realities Podcast. Got Steven, Connor, Joey, and no Ruby the podcast dog. I didn't bring her because we were here too long today, and I didn't feel like messing with a dog in the podcast studio.
Yes.
Getting rough.
Yeah.
Click, clack, click, clack, click, clack, click, clack.
Yeah, she'd have been bouncing off the walls by now. But excited to be back. I missed last week, and I don't like missing shows.
That was your first episode to miss.
I know, right?
After 34 episodes?
This is, today's 35.
Makes me look real bad.
It's not bad. You're a busy man. You got youngins.
I've missed an episode too, man.
I missed like 7.
Well,
that's not okay.
Just quit. Quit doing that.
No, don't quit.
No, quit doing that.
Quit while I'm behind.
Yeah. How about you just get out? No, I'm
Get
just
out.
I thought Connor just got fired, like in the middle of the show. I thought that's what that was. You said quit. I'm like, oh, geez, dang gum, dude. You're sitting right here.
I made a decision.
Don't push
today
don't
in
push
front
too hard, I might leave.
I made a decision right now. Get out. No, just
Yeah, Connor.
Yeah.
You bring the average age of the room down a ton.
That's right.
The average IQ? Yes.
That too. I mean, but,
yes.
you know.
It's a number somewhere, and it
Yeah.
brings it down.
Yes.
Multiple numbers get brought down by Connor.
That's right.
Just
Could be
kidding.
getting brought down by predictive programming
Ooh.
and
Talking about
conditioning.
you're talking about in the media and movies?
Could be.
Huh.
Saying.
Sounds like a good show topic.
Segue. Right in
Segue?
like Paul Blart on the right in.
Guess what? Today's topic is predictive programming.
No way, we
Dadgum.
predicted it.
Yep. If you didn't already know by the title of the show, which is funny, we act like nobody reads the title of the show, but that's probably why they clicked on the show, is because it's in the title of the show.
Yeah. And then we told them about it again. So
Yeah.
here we are.
So anyway, if you don't know what predictive programming is, we'll tell you. It's a conspiracy theory that the government, CIA, and the rich elites use Hollywood and media to
Soften the blow, I guess.
control the masses, soften the blow, get us ready for what's coming. Like they know, maybe. I don't know.
Is that really a conspiracy theory at this point? Do we actually feel like that is a conspiracy, or is that pretty obvious if you just look?
So you're in the camp that it's definitely we're definitely being programmed.
And it may not necessarily be to soften the blow, but you're getting programmed for something every time you turn your television on.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's
Advertising.
an Oreo on your television, you're definitely having something that is programming you to want that thing, to do this whatever.
Dave and Buster's
To go-
commercial.
Yeah, that happened. I'm not going to talk about it.
Tell that story.
Okay. Twist my arm. So me and my wife, we were kind of discussing, we do this a good bit where we'll discuss what episode we're doing this week.
Yep.
And we were talking about it, and I said, we're doing predictive programming. She's like, well, what is that? I told her, I'm like, well, it's pretty much everything in the media that's telling you what you should and shouldn't do all the time. And we gave some examples, which I'm sure we're going to cover today a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But she's like, no, some things are just entertainment. I'm like, no, nothing is just entertainment. They are trying to push something to you, whether it's good or bad. Something is being pushed to you in everything.
Yeah.
No, it's not. Some things are just entertainment. But we were back and forth on that conversation the whole time. Yesterday, she's going to hate me for this somewhere.
maybe she'll like the shout out.
Maybe she won't.
I'm just
But
trying to help you out.
yeah, thanks. Yesterday, we were at work, and I received a text message that said, I want to go to Dave and Buster's. And I said, that's random. That's just a random thing to say.
Yeah. I've been doing Dave and
I
Buster's
said-
in 10
and
years.
she sent back, yeah, me either. Like, I don't just frequent Dave and Buster's.
I want to go to an arcade.
Yeah. And I'm like, okay. And she said, on my show, they were at a Dave and Buster's. I went, you think? And I went, huh, interesting.
Kind of like you were
Yeah.
programmed.
She sent an eye roll emoji back to me.
That's the woman's version of telling you that you're right.
Yeah.
No, I don't feel like I was right still. I
You'll-
still feel like
You'll
she,
never get an you were right.
No.
Oh, yeah. I'm
But-
still fighting for her now.
That is a small example on a very small scale of what I think is going on in the media every single day.
Yeah.
It could be something as simple as Dave and Buster's paying for a spot on this television show that makes people go, oh, I want to go.
Yeah.
I want to go to Dave and Buster's. That looks like fun. You know?
I was about to ask Connor, do you think predictive programming and advertising are the same thing, or do you think they're two separate worlds?
I think they're two separate worlds. They have to be, I would think.
Yeah. I'm kind of in that camp. Like, if I feel like that's what advertising is. You pay money to get your thing in front of people so that they'll go buy it. But predictive programming is a little different to me because it's more like trying to get you ready. first example is the UFOs and the drones. Like recent news, they keep saying like, yeah, there's aliens, there's UFOs, there's gravitic propulsion systems.
Yeah.
And nobody cares.
Sure. Yeah.
But
Well,
in the 60s,
That's
when
kind of crazy to me that nobody cares
Yeah.
because the reason they didn't tell us about it, and I'm using quotations for people just listening,
yeah,
is because they were scared that we were all going to freak out.
yeah,
And then they said it and we're like, there's other things going on right now. I'm not worried about that.
Yeah.
I mean,
so
to me, they're using the same methods. Maybe advertising and predictive programming are using the same methods to
To
get
tap into you.
Yeah.
to get the same result or to get different result.
Yeah.
I should say.
So I think the reason why the elites, the government feels like predictive programming is needed. Did you hear about world? Jeez, oh, cry me. I'm on a podcast talking and I can't even say things. Can't even say words.
Words.
The War of the Worlds by H.G. Wells.
Yep.
They read it on the radio, like back before TV was a thing.
Mhm.
And the way the book is written, it sounded like a newscast.
And then everybody freaked out.
Everybody freaked balls. So, like,
The little paper boy comes in. They're going crazy out there.
So,
Turn it off.
So that happened back in. I'm trying
boy.
Oh, paper boy.
to find the date of when that happened. It was in the radio.
was on the
days,
radio,
so it was early
so
1900s at
It's like
least.
20s probably.
Yeah, the book was written in 1880s.
That's called a hip shot right there.
Uh,
That's exactly what. Kapow!
Yeah, the movie's dumb. Have you seen the movie
Well,
with,
no, I haven't.
with Tom
Cruise?
Cruise?
Hey,
you like
It's a comfort watch.
Do you
we're
like
going to
it?
talk
It's a comfort
about.
watch.
I'm going to tell
Uh,
everybody here. They're going to talk about movies a lot. I don't sit and watch that many movies, so I'm not going to contribute to that conversation that much.
High school was a very lonely time in my life.
Yeah, I mean, high school was that's about my timeline of movies. After that, it's like,
Yeah.
yeah,
If you see like the hour 45, you're like,
it's already 8:00. It's time. It's getting time for bed.
I can eat my dinner in like 20 minutes. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I need a YouTube video.
Yeah.
To,
Mr. Beast.
yes. He always gets me with those scavenger hunts, man.
I swear. How many islands can this guy buy?
A bunch.
Yeah.
It's all fake.
Yeah, Steven was the cool kid in the band, actually going out and doing things. Me and Connor was
Talking
just
to
sitting,
chicks.
Yeah, me and Connor's eating Cheetos and watching.
Yeah.
Hey, look, I thought that being in a band was going to do it. I was like, man,
Is that why
chicks
you-
are-
This is it.
Is that why you got in the band?
That's why I learned how to play guitar.
Okay, yeah.
What are you talking
It's
about?
crazy. That's a sole motivation.
I was like, dude, chicks dig dudes that play guitar. Guess what? They don't.
They
They don't care.
Didn't matter.
yeah.
I didn't throw a football, so it wasn't cool enough.
Yeah. So did that event in whenever it happened? I still can't find when it happened. Where everybody freaked out, thought that aliens was coming. Was that like the trigger for the elites, the Illuminatis of the world, the what's his name, George Soros of the world, to be like, hey, we need to get these guys ready, just in case,
Just on edge.
Yeah, because we don't want mass chaos breaking out.
I think it could go further back than that. I think that maybe media in that way, they realized that they could do it. But I mean, books during that time frame, World of Worlds was a book originally, wasn't it?
1880s.
Before they
It was-
did that.
it was
So,
an old book.
Granted, not on as massive a scale as what it is, but it's just getting you used to this. That's more of what it is it's desensitizing you to whatever this thing could be, whether it's aliens or whether it's terrorism or whether it's, whatever it
Say it.
is.
Say it.
Huh?
COVID?
COVID,
COVID.
COVID, gay
Hey.
stuff.
I'm super proud we're 10 minutes in and you hadn't already mentioned COVID. Good
Yeah.
for you.
Hey, I'm trying to grow as a human here. And if you're just locked into one thing,
Yeah.
you're going to get stuck.
Yep.
So I'm trying not
is COVID
to.
the new vegan thing where like you can't not bring it up every
There's too much truth coming out
Yeah.
about COVID. Thanks, Joey.
Yeah.
I'm back here. I was trying.
We all lived it.
Yes.
Yeah.
We all lived it. It
It's
affected
a
us
shared
all.
experience.
Just so everybody knows, there's a bunch of crap coming out about COVID right now. Guess where it came from? A lab in Wuhan, China.
Huh. Kind of like that movie.
Yeah. What was that one called? Pandemic or
Contagion?
Contagion with Matt Damon in it?
Yep.
Yeah. Matt Damon.
That's your one movie reference I can give. And
That's right.
because we've already discussed that at
Yes.
a different point.
And if you watch it, geez, it was one of those where I was like not watching it and then I was listening to it and I was like, when was this filmed?
Yeah.
It was
This has
getting
gotta
too.
be
It was getting
after-
Little too real?
getting a little too close there.
A little too real.
A little too real.
That one was a touch close.
It was a.
No,
I mean, a freaking bat in soup in China.
Yeah.
Like,
And then
how specific are we getting here?
yeah. And I feel like so I was listening to, God, what was I listening to? The memory's horrible. I'm getting old. But
Not good.
It was a podcast or a movie or something. It was something. But anyway,
It was
some-
something. I'm
some
telling
form
you.
of
I'm
media.
telling you, it was something.
yeah,
Yeah.
they were talking about how the movies act like reality. So it kind of like,
There's a mesh between
no,
them.
I remember what it was. They was talking about the swine flu.
Mm-hmm.
They said the swine flu was actually worse statistically. Mel Gibson on Joe Rogan. That's what it was. See,
There
I'm
you
smart.
are.
I'm
You
old.
know.
Dadgummit. Anyway, it was Mel Gibson on Joe Rogan. He got swine flu back when swine flu was a thing. Statistically, swine flu was worse than COVID.
In what way? In like the death rate?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, death and transmission. It was worse.
Well, that's
But-
not possible because people were dying from motorcycle wrecks during COVID.
That was
from COVID.
That's what drove up the numbers. You take those out, and it was much worse.
Well, you can't take those out because they died because they had COVID while they were on a motorcycle,
Mhm.
and that wall was actually not the cause of death.
Yeah. My grandmother, true story, died of COVID, but she was on her deathbed dying of dementia and failed the COVID test 3 times, but they still marked her as a COVID death.
Gotta
Huh.
get that money.
Dude,
That's the driving force of that. Of all of that was the money,
Yeah.
was through the roof.
So
on
Mel
those things.
Gibson said it was the media coverage wasn't the same between the swine flu and COVID. And that's why we acted the way we did during COVID.
Yeah.
Than what we did back when a true pandemic did break out.
Yeah.
So, and that's kind of what that Contagion movie did. It was like, it showed the freak out, like the worst case scenario. So when that hit, anybody that watched that movie is going to have that in their head, like, oh crap, this is what's going to happen. We're all going to get sick, or our eyeballs are going to turn to liquid and run down our faces. And
Dude,
People are
could
gonna
you
come to my
imagine-
house and drag me out.
Look
Yep.
like that. What did Raiders of the Lost Ark? That guy that picks up the Ark of the Covenant,
Yeah.
his face melts.
Yeah. Great movie.
Yes, it is.
I didn't like them.
What?
I didn't like to. I tried.
Ugh.
That's a comfort.
I
It's a
really
comfort
tried.
You're talking about you didn't like Indiana Jones?
None of them.
Ugh.
I really tried,
I don't
bro.
know that that's okay to say
I really
in
tried.
a public way.
I mean, I did.
Okay, well, whatever, man. But
I've learned that Tom Selleck was the main person that was supposed to be in Indiana Jones,
No way.
but he couldn't do it because
Harrison Ford is he's
I think
he's
he
the
took
boy,
it.
man.
Yeah, he took it.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be a movie show. We're gonna talk about movies. You know why I listened to Mel Gibson
No.
on Joe Rogan? Because a couple of weeks ago you defended him so hard. I was like, I gotta see if this guy really is kooky or not.
Dude, that dude's not kooky. Everybody thinks he's kooky.
He's eccentric for sure.
Sure.
You can't deny that. But I don't think he was kooky.
The dude was talking about these things that we're talking about right now, and that's what made him kooky. And he had an alcohol problem. I
Yeah.
will give him that. I mean,
Didn't he
he
have
did.
like an anti-Semitic Jew rant or something that got him in trouble
Maybe.
one
I
time?
don't think so. It doesn't make sense
was
for him to make a
alcohol.
movie
Hey,
about Jesus right after that. But yeah, maybe that was his.
Oh, that was around the same time.
Yeah, he
wasn't
was making Passion of the Christ, and then he's going on a Jew rant. What? Okay.
Yeah.
That
Gotta
doesn't add
love
up.
it.
So it's going to be kind of a movie episode because most of the predictive programming that we come across, other than news media, which nobody listens to anymore.
Music's involved in it too, though. I
You
mean,
think?
yeah, I think that it's multi-layered, and that's why it seems like it's not happening, and you're not picking up on it, is because it's normal. You're having it pushed from every angle so much. Video games is big.
Okay.
Movies are big. Television shows are big. Music. I think all of those things make it to where this is a normal thing.
So all
I'm
media.
not taking that it's all political. I think that some of it is just saying sin is completely cool. Look at this. You
Yeah.
can.
Well,
There's
see,
a lot of that
to
for
me,
sure.
to me though, I think that's more demonic forces than it is government.
Yes, I agree, but I think that the government can use what the demonic forces are doing. But
or
I
the
mean,
demonic forces, or
at the same
government.
time, is it still predictive programming? If we desensitize you to whatever these things are, then you're not going to worry about whatever the next person does. It's not going to, it'll just keep
That's
progressing.
true. Yeah, there's some filthy commercials.
Well, look in the 60s. Did we have, I mean, we did have the free love and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
We didn't have the level of the transgender stuff, which they're pushing right now.
Easy.
Whoa!
Where's that beat button?
Oh, where's that?
Oh, wrong one. No, wrong one.
No,
Back-
no. Nope. There
There
it is.
They're pushing.
We're only 45 seconds. Anyway, that they're pushing now, which we see in everything. Go watch anything on television right now.
Yeah.
I guarantee you there is one transgender person in it because there's got to be one in everything.
Yeah.
It's in, I mean, so
I was
that.
like, how's it statistically possible? There's 1,000 gay kids in high school.
Yeah, exactly. When
We
you were
knew
going
like
to high school,
one.
when you were going to high school, was that a thing?
No.
Maybe
There-
you, because you
Yeah.
were very young.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa, easy, bro.
But I mean, they're doing that too. But oh, look,
Yeah.
y'all, everybody, look at the mass amount of gay people in culture, and look at all of that. Even if
Yeah.
they are a small percentage of people, they sound like the louder voice because it is being pushed every which way.
Yeah. Yeah. Trying to decide if predictive programming and conditioning would be the same. It's kind of the way Connor described it. It's more of getting us softened up, ready for something big that might happen.
Right, because in the pandemic, it's like I don't think anybody acted like that movie Contagion.
It was close. I mean, it wasn't as,
Like people
In
weren't
depth.
raiding the pharmaceutical stores.
but the ease,
China
the
was
ease-
welding people in their apartments.
yeah, that sucked
some
for
of the
them.
Yeah.
Some of the government, I mean, some other governments did, but the ease that we gave up freedoms
That's scary.
for the fear was the
Yeah.
scary part. And I
That's
think the
terrifying.
fear was driven by stuff like the movies that,
Yeah, you have
Let us know what
you
a
have an
real-
army coming in. They're just if you're outside your house, plow.
yeah, because I specifically remember I bought, golly, dude, worst thing ever done. I bought remember, you may not remember, plane tickets went dirt cheap because like the
'Cause you
rumor,
couldn't fly.
yeah, well, it was before that. It was the rumor that it was coming. So like it was in Europe, it was in China, hadn't jumped to America yet. So everybody was like, oh crap, they started dialing back and plane tickets went cheap. And my wife had a chance to go to Boston Red Sox game with her friend. And I was like, $75 for a ticket to Boston? Yeah, go.
Yeah, jump on it.
I bought it. 2 hours later, I'm watching a basketball game, and Mark Cuban gets a text on his phone
Shut
that
it
they're
down.
shutting down the NBA.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, oh, crap.
You knew at that point.
I knew it. I just threw $75 out the window, and sure enough, I did. I never got it back.
you couldn't return that at that
Nope.
point?
No, because everybody had tickets. Like they couldn't give everybody their money back,
Yeah, they could.
so they give you a credit but-
for the next time.
for the next time I fly, which was never.
Yeah, to the next Boston Red Sox game
Yeah.
3 years from
Yeah.
now because you can't go.
Yeah, so they got my money. But yeah, I remember that. So when that happened, that it was like a fear started, and it was just like society was getting ready for something to happen.
Well,
So when it come to like, hey, it's in America, we better start watching out. Flatten the curve started happening. Get in your home started happening. That's when the stuff like in the movies, everybody started running in their head like, oh crap, this is it. This is the big apocalypse we've been waiting on. Everybody went and bought toilet paper like a bunch of idiots, and then everybody just kind of gave up everything, gave up freedom. We abused our kids by not sending them to school and locking them in the
Yeah.
house. Like it was bonkers.
did
And I
And-
don't think that reaction societal happens without.
this is a level of predictive programming that I really haven't considered until we're having this conversation right now.
That's why we do it.
So we had a few pandemics that happened before this, which were not near as scary.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that this could be a way that they utilize this too, is you had swine flu before that, which didn't shut the whole world down.
Mhm.
It wasn't a whole world shutdown. It was a bad thing. People got sick, people died.
Yep.
But I remember a few years before this, Ebola was a big thing.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
Ebola is one of those where your eyes actually, you run a temperature of like 107 and then your eyes burst or something crazy like that. And then everybody that's seen you in the
I don't know
last
why I'm
6
laughing
months.
at that. That would be
Yeah,
horrible.
it would actually be, I'm probably exaggerating a touch of what's going on. But, and then everybody that's been around you for the last 6 months dies of Ebola. Like it's a
Yeah.
100% catch rate. Like you're going to get it type
Yeah.
thing. So we had these like huge scares and things like that prior to this happening that didn't happen to be anything.
Yeah.
So as soon as they said we're shutting everything down, that switch flipped and people went, "Oh crap, this is the real one."
Mm-hmm.
and it added legitimacy to it of like, okay, maybe Ebola wasn't as big of a deal and nobody was that worried about it and it didn't spread the same way. But whenever they actually took the action, I think that's where people flipped the switch and bought 100 rolls of toilet paper.
Yeah. Interesting.
Just as a different side of predictive programming.
Okay.
Maybe it was sprinkled in a touch.
Yeah. I got a list of movies. I want to read through them.
Let's get in it.
And these movies are listed as predictive programming films. Opinion by whoever made this list, so it doesn't matter. But I kind of want to get y'all's opinions on how you think they were predictive programming, because some of them I don't get.
Okay.
First one on the list was 1984.
That's an easy one.
Yeah, I guess referenced a lot. Like that's
The control of information, the what do they call it? The newspeak.
Yep.
Changing language to fit the narrative, whatever it may be, because it's something different every day.
Yeah. Wasn't that the one with Soylent Green? Like it.
No,
Like
it's a different one.
Different one.
Yeah.
Okay.
This one's like everybody's gaslit by the government of what's true, what's not true. There's an endless war going on that's fueling, the fear to keep everybody, subdued mentally.
This sounds like the news.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how would that be?
Lester Holt.
How would that?
I'm Lester Holt.
How would that be? Do you think that was government, like, insinuated this one? Because I can understand movies like Born Identity that are trying to make the CIA look awesome or something.
And they did.
But
They did.
like,
They succeeded.
Yeah, but
It made them look cool.
this one's more
Till you look into
anti-government
it.
to me.
Sounds like what?
That one is more anti-government, I would say. And
Yeah.
maybe somebody's just trying to predictive.
Anti-predictive programming.
No, you're still
APP.
you're still predictive programming them. I mean, at that point,
Yeah.
just in the opposite
It's just
direction.
got a different
Yeah.
agenda.
Mhm.
Okay.
I think that it can be agendaless.
Yeah.
Agendaless, like some of these folks I hear.
Yeah, some of these people we've been talking about, agendaless.
I've never seen it. I do want to see it. I know I need to see
It's a
it.
book,
That's
too.
right up my alley.
It's a movie.
I'd read
It's
the
a movie
book.
too. Yeah.
You've read the book?
Yeah, I've got it at the house. If you want to borrow it, it's really good.
Listen to the audiobook. There's a guy who reads it. It's really good.
Nerd alert. Lord of the Rings is on here, which hurts my feelings a little because I
Why is
love
that?
Lord of the Rings.
What's in that?
Speaking of nerd alert.
Freaking
you-
nerd.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't get that one. That one's got a pretty organic story, and it's more.
kind of moral and
It's got more of a Christian overtone than anything.
yeah. Well,
Without
that's
being
what they're
Christian.
using. Maybe that's what they're using.
Yeah.
Supposedly Tolkien and C.S. Lewis were big time buddies, and they Tolkien took a lot of what Lewis had discussed and put that in.
From Chronicles of Narnia, stuff like that.
I don't know which one came first, but there were intermingled things with
Okay.
them.
Yeah. So I'm wondering, what are they trying to program us? Or is there gonna be a mountain with an eye on it that we
So I
gotta
get
take
it.
a ring to?
Yeah. Good versus evil, but
I don't know how that could be it.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
There's gonna be
that one.
orcs coming out of the ground that we gotta beat in the head.
V for Vendetta was the next one. That's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
Never seen
But that
it.
one feels like another anti-government
Yeah,
one.
I'm gonna be the guy that doesn't know what the crap you are talking about. So,
V for Vendetta is more, kind of a terrorist movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it, yeah.
Like terrorizing the government, basically.
is it a vigilante thing?
Yeah.
Like-
Kind of. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That would also go opposite of the government, I think.
Yeah. And anybody, like, I've seen,
Unless there's a government overtone of the government's the good people and the vigilante's the bad person at that point.
Well, I think there was
Yeah.
like some Nazi stuff going on, or they try to make it like that with the red drapes and stuff
Kind
like
of hard
that.
to
this
predictive
movie?
program something that's
Yeah.
already happened.
Hmm.
That doesn't work.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Shot down.
Shut it down. Let's take a quick break real quick.
Let's get into it.
And then
Let's talk
we'll,
about
we'll go through the list a little
shroudedreality.com.
more. Yeah, shroudedrealities.com.
Sure.
How
I
do you
did
say it
that.
like
That
that?
was
Shrouded reality.
Shroudedrealities.com. I practice in the
Pretty
shower.
impressive, actually.
It's gross. Don't picture me in the shower.
Don't say that.
Don't picture me in the shower.
I already did.
I heard y'all's little spot last week on wearing pants for shirts and shirts for pants and zipping them up with stickers.
No, you can't. You can only go one direction though. You can't go pants for shirts. That's ridiculous.
That is dumb.
That would be
So dumb.
That'd be ridiculous.
Almost
Unless you can fit your head through the zipper.
But shirts as pants, on
Can't
the
put
other hand,
Let's
let's just think about shirts as pants for a minute. You can put one leg through the armholes.
I didn't
Yeah.
want you to explain it again.
going
I was
to.
just saying.
But what is the worst part about being a guy? When you go to the
Nothing.
bathroom.
Peeing.
When you go to the bathroom and you pee, right?
Yeah.
And we've got this flap in our boxers, which doesn't really make sense because who uses
Especially
that?
when it's got a button. Who
Yeah.
puts
But why
a
do
button
you?
there?
I've got an unhealthy fear of zipping myself up like
It's
in
the worst.
something about
Hey,
Mary.
I've been there and I've done that, and it is the worst thing I've ever.
You've got the
experienced.
beans above the Frank?
Not that. Not that direction. but I've just caught some in it. I've caught some in there before. Dude, let me tell you. Because you got to go back down.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
You're already up. You got to go back down. Is
He's
the
a
worst.
bleeder.
Anyways, nobody needs to know about it, but you do. But today, you don't have to do that if you start wearing your shirt as pants.
Okay.
Because there is no zipper. And you've got a hole
Or
right
the,
there.
or
You just
the-
go, boop.
Are the armholes big enough for my legs to go through?
You don't lift
order a-
weights, so probably.
Order a, if not,
Sure, I think
order a
it's chicken
larger
legs.
size. I mean, it's that easy. You just
Connor
order a
called out
larger
my
size.
chicken legs.
Sorry.
But I mean, then we've got this other
gonna be-
piece, and this is part of it's a unit, and that's the cool thing about it. It is a unit. So
Yeah.
you get your sticker,
Yep.
which is also on. What y'all know what site that's on? Where you can get those?
ShroudedRealities.com.
Yeah, there.
Crowded
That's
realities.
it. I always forget.
Yep.
Anyway, shroudedrealities.com. We've got these little stickers,
Yep.
and you when you want to cover up, once
Roll
you're
it
done,
up.
you just
Cover
roll it
up.
Yeah, you
The caveman.
dude, you're wearing shirts as pants. You've got to cover it up. So then you just put a little piece of sticky on the other side. Good to go.
Yeah, I'm
You
really-
start your day.
I'm really impressed you gave that pitch twice with a straight face.
Yes.
It's because it's not ridiculous. It makes sense. Why would I smile at that?
And have you noticed that most of the shirt sales we do sell, a sticker pack gets sold with it? So maybe
People-
we're late to the game.
Convenient.
We're
Maybe-
not late to the game. People just understood. They understood the assignment from
Yeah.
the get.
Gotcha.
That's where I've been going this whole time. You can double up. You can wear the shirt and the pants at the same time. The shirt,
Okay.
The shirt.
the shirt for your pants.
That's odd. Okay.
That's odd.
That's odd.
But I mean, we've got other things too.
Okay.
We've got a Patreon.
Yes, Patreon's our best way to support us.
It is the
Yeah.
app. Yeah,
And-
it is.
And it's not like you're just giving us money. You get early access to our show.
You do.
Yep.
You get early access. The second best way you can support us is to go on YouTube.
Ah, yeah, this is a big
And
one.
there is a little button up there and it
Mhm.
says subscribe.
Mhm.
And you click that. And then if you go down just a little bit, there's a little arrow down at the bottom. And if you click that,
Mhm.
it'll say copy link or share
Oh.
to a
Anything.
Facebook,
Yeah.
maybe.
So 2 clicks, you can share your favorite podcast show.
Four clicks.
4 clicks.
Four
But,
clicks.
I mean,
Maybe
who's
6.
counting clicks really?
It's
it's-
easy.
Click, click, click. There you go. And guess what? That's 3.
And you helped
3
your,
clicks.
and you helped your boys
You
out.
helped your boys.
for free.
For
Yeah.
free.
Didn't have to buy a thing. Didn't you have to go to your
If I see ya-
nightstand to get your wallet?
We know it's tough out here.
If I
It
knew
is
that
tough.
you did, I'd come give you a hug.
Would you?
Maybe.
I mean, I hugged my mama, and she would probably like this and subscribed. I
I
hope,
bet she did.
probably. So, anyway,
Let's get back
is that
into
our
it.
pitch? There we
That's
go.
our pitch. That was pretty. That was pretty
Yeah.
sad. Anyway,
Connor put me on this movie a few months ago. I told him I would watch it. I didn't lie. It's called They Live, starring Roddy Piper as a
Roddy Piper.
Roddy Piper.
Okay.
like a-
Roddy Piper. He
Are you saying multiple words, or
he's
is
a
that the
wrestler.
two-
You don't know Roddy Piper? Everybody knows Roddy Piper.
Dude, I'm telling you, I don't know these things, and I need you to
He's
tell
not
me.
a movie guy. He's,
Say this slower so I can understand what you're saying.
let me pull up how.
Rowdy.
Yeah.
Because at first I was Rowdy. Is it multiple words or one?
It's Rowdy, ROWDY.
Yep.
Roddy
Piper.
Piper.
That's messed up.
It's his wrestling name. He's a wrestler.
It's a horrible way to market yourself.
He's a cool wrestler. He's a good one.
Is
He's
he?
a-
He's wild.
he
He
used to be
wore
a
a
cool
kilt.
wrestler.
Yeah, wore a kilt. He always had a shirt that said Hot Rod across it.
Oh, sounds like a pretty cool guy.
But anyway, this
Kilted
wrestler,
hot rod.
was in a movie called They Live, where he puts on sunglasses and he can see zombies.
He sees the illusion that was of the world.
Ah,
Are we trying to add depth to something?
Connor tried to
that-
add depth to a movie starring Roddy Piper.
Gotta do my best here.
It was made in 1988.
Yes.
So explain that one to me, where the predictive programming is. You watched it.
So
I tried to watch it
basically-
and got 15 minutes in and couldn't.
So basically, that there is a group of, I want to call them beings. I don't know. Just another subgroup of
Dark forces.
Dark forces.
Okay.
Programming the masses to basically buy.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Eat the crap.
Crap.
And buy products that don't mean anything.
Okay.
And the glasses let them see the advertisements for what they are.
So I need to stick to this movie. You describe it in a way that I would want to watch it,
I should be a salesman.
but I tried and I couldn't.
You kind of are
Yeah.
with this show.
Yeah, we're trying to sell ourselves.
Yeah, but there's only one good line in the movie. that everybody says.
Oh yeah, it's got a one-liner.
Oh, everybody knows it.
What's the
I'm here
one-liner?
to chew bubble gum
That was him.
and kick.
Ah, interesting.
I'm out of bubble gum. I think that's how it goes.
Okay.
That's it. And yeah, I've
didn't know
heard that. I didn't know that was from that.
That's from that
didn't either.
movie. And then he
Interesting.
racks a shotgun and blows someone's head off.
Ah, okay. Sweet. Okay. I'm about to go give it a shot again.
Joey's back in it. He's back to
I'll
it.
give it a shot again. I'll report back if it's
I probably
worth the
will
watch
not
or
watch
not.
it. I do like the one-liner though.
that was a good one-liner. Minority Report. Never seen that one.
Never
Tom
seen it. Need to watch
Cruise.
it. Wait.
Isn't
Is that the
that-
one where I think
Minority Report's the one where
they commit a
they
crime?
can predict
He
that,
works in pre-crime police. Yeah.
Yeah.
which is
We're getting
like,
close to that.
That's the worst.
We're getting
That is-
close.
Yeah, you
if
mentioned that
just
before.
really, if you think about that and what the consequences of that are, that is the worst.
Yeah.
Because they can say, "Oh, you were about to commit a crime, and I know it,
Didn't we talk
so
about
we're
that in
going to
AI?
arrest you."
Didn't we talk about that in an AI episode?
Yeah, well, it could happen.
There it is.
The Matrix, super obvious. We referenced it multiple times.
So do you think the
red pill, blue pill?
So they literally like the Matrix is like you get hooked up and you live this synthetic life that you don't know about,
Yep.
and you're like in this pod.
Yeah.
Do you think they made that like literal, or is that figure of like our pod is our phone?
Ooh. Yeah, it's definitely not literal. We're definitely not in a, I don't know, maybe future literal. Maybe that's what predictive
Like
programming
AI
is. It's
needs bodies to
yeah, because think
keep the
about it.
machine
Like
going.
everybody in the movie wanted to stay in the Matrix. They didn't want to see the world for the way it really was. So maybe that's programming us to accept being mindless zombies that live in our phone.
It worked. If
Yeah.
that's the case, because I mean, we're already tapping into virtual reality things, and
Yeah.
what's the one that Apple like? Hey, put this thing on your head, and you never have to live in the real world again. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
Is that a gun?
yeah, well, that would be one.
Yeah.
But like Apple Vision Pro or whatever, and I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of appealing.
Looks sweet.
I mean, you put it over your eyes.
Yep.
And you can see the real world if you want to, but then there's screens everywhere
Yeah.
that you can set up. I mean, we're already trying it.
Yeah. Zuckerberg, he did a Rogan episode, and he was dogging it pretty hard. He said it's great for movies, but that's about it.
Well, the Meta, I mean, he owns a portion of these. He's a Meta
Not
Quest.
Apple. Not Apple.
Yeah,
You said Apple Vision's different than the Meta Quest.
it's pretty similar.
That's
though.
why he was dogging it. It was like,
Yeah.
hey, mine's better.
Yeah,
Go buy mine.
go buy mine. It's cheaper. And
Yes, it's much better.
yeah, mine's better.
I'll plug you into the Matrix a lot easier.
Yeah.
That's right. Just pull
Instead of 3 wires,
in the
2.
Matrix. In the Matrix, they're actually like shoving a stake in the back of your
Yeah.
spine this big.
Plugging you in.
Thankfully, we're not doing that. We're just
Yeah.
We start seeing
rotting our
commercials for
eyes.
that.
Yet, yeah. Hunger Games. Hunger
I've seen
Games.
commercials for it.
Do you want to live a different life?
Take this steak and shove it into your spine.
Hunger Games. That one's pretty obvious. Some of these seem anti-government, like anti-predictive programming.
Maybe
like,
that's maybe it's like a double. I don't know
It's
what
a
you call
double
it.
negative.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
double negative.
double entendre. I think
It's
that's
the
what-
government
hey.
making anti-government to keep power because people want no government, so it gives them more problems.
Did
Keep
y'all-
government.
Did y'all watch the?
That was a long one.
That's some verbal jujitsu
So-
if I've ever heard.
No, I'm sorry.
So I mean, I'm going backwards a little bit, but I sent y'all a video the other day about, and this is in the news right now because Trump is talking about getting rid of federal income tax, and that's friggin' rad.
Sweet.
Probably won't happen, but I sent y'all a video of where the government reached out to Disney, Walt Disney,
Mhm.
and said, "Hey, make something about income tax."
Okay. Oh
And
yeah,
Donald
this was
Duck-
back in the
Yeah,
50s,
in the
like
50s.
World War II, prepping up, or
Yeah,
part of World War II.
yeah. How you can help the war effort is
Yep.
by paying your income tax. Well, I didn't know this. The only time we had income tax before that was during the Civil War.
No
And then
way.
we got rid of it. We're like, okay, war's over. So now we're done with income tax.
So World War II kicked off income tax.
I think it was 1912. So you would have been talking probably
World
World
War
War One.
Yeah.
But obviously it wasn't a mandatory thing because they're like, we need to force people to really think that this is how things are done.
Wow. And
So
they used
the way
predictive
to
programming
help-
to get it across
Yeah.
the line.
So they used a popular character to push that.
If I could do a
Wow.
Donald Duck voice, I'd do it.
It's tough.
Yeah.
I knew some people that could though.
I'm not going
Pretty solid. That's not bad.
Sounded like a demon. Donald,
Basically.
Donald the demon.
Yep.
Donald Duck Demon.
DDD.
Yeah, we'll share a link on that one. That was a good watch. It was interesting.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty obvious what they're
Yeah.
doing. It's a little more obvious than I think they're doing today.
Yeah.
It's not
Today's
as
a lot
blatant
more subtle-
today.
subtle.
It's subtle, but yeah, it's
Yeah.
yeah.
Hostel's on the list. It's just a gore
Never seen
movie.
it.
Yeah.
I've never
no
seen
help
it.
here.
Not into scary movies. In Time,
Is that the one with the pill?
2011. No idea.
Who's doing that?
Oh, my phone's buzzing.
Oh, is that the one? Okay, that's the one with Justin Timberlake. So they have the time. They have the
Oh.
timer, and they have to like
Yeah.
their life is their currency.
Oh yeah, that's a decent movie. I don't know how it's predictive programming, but
Maybe that's how how if they start charging us for air or something.
sure.
I don't know how
Hey.
that would work.
If they
Hey.
get rid of income tax, why not?
They're charging us for water.
Yeah.
And
They're right there.
I'm old enough to remember where paying for water seemed ludicrous to me.
Wait, you didn't have a water bill at one point in your life?
I was a kid. No,
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
talking about buying bottles of water for
So,
sustenance.
I was about to say, when was there a time where we were like, we don't pay that?
Yeah.
We don't pay for a water bill.
Before I had bills. Thanks,
It's called
Mom.
well water because they saw it was like, well,
Yeah.
don't
Yeah,
pay it.
no. When it was
But
being
you know
pumped
what I
in
mean?
your,
Yeah.
Like going out and buying a
didn't.
bottle of water.
I
There was no
didn't.
such
I
thing as
thought
a
you were
bottle of
saying
water.
that there was a time that water was pumped into your house and you didn't pay for it.
No, I mean,
I understand that was when you were a child. I thought that you were saying I'm old enough to remember when we had to go to the well and
well, no, I'm talking like getting bottles of water. Like
Okay.
bottles of water in the refrigerator was not a thing.
yeah,
at
sure.
a- at a
Okay,
point in
I do.
time.
I understand what you're saying. now.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I could
So-
see. I see that because like
So air could be the next thing.
yeah.
'Cause you gotta
We've
have
got the well. I mean, technically, if you want to get down to it, kind of what they were doing with the Green New Deal, like you're going to pay tax credits
Uh-huh.
to keep your air clean, is what they were
Mm.
saying. So
Yeah, we're
and you
gonna
were paying for cow farts and stuff
we're
like
gonna
that.
keep track of your carbon footprint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What happens if you get like negative equity? They just
Your credit score goes down. Your social credit score goes away.
they just
Then you can't buy a house, and then they put you in the gulag.
they put you in the dirt because that's all you're good for.
So if I hold in my farts, do I get money?
You get gastrointestinal problems.
You end up with colon cancer.
Lose. So just let it loose.
Terminator.
Yeah,
You see,
maybe.
I mean, that's another AI conversation of
Hey, that was one of the ones we brought up when we was talking about the AI. So maybe it's predictive programming to warn us to not.
keep going
Not
at the rate we are.
Stop, Elon Musk.
Don't do it.
This
Yeah.
train has no
That's what-
brakes.
That's one area I'm kind of not in agreement with Trump on. So just so people don't think we're pro-Trump all the way.
Yeah, we discussed this last week a little bit. It's
Yeah.
a necessary evil.
I don't think so. It's a
How-
scary word.
No, okay, we got to dig into that. How?
I just don't.
This
like,
predictive programming's got you.
Like it's just like shooting your foot off to save your leg. Like
Okay, so
no,
China
like,
gets it. We don't. What then?
I don't know. I don't
We
know.
we are no longer the superpower they are.
They're a developing nation.
Or
Yeah, they are a developing nation.
Or they eat themselves alive
Mhm.
through the technology.
Other-
and
other
then we are on the upside.
China gets
what's
their
more
Terminator,
likely?
their Terminator
That's right.
story.
Yeah.
What's more likely? The people that are using it to do themselves harm or do other people harm, like us?
first, and then
Yeah, they may eat themselves,
Well,
but
the harm-
we would fall first.
the harm would come from the sentientism of the AI and the inevitable robots
you
that they would
control
build
it.
themselves.
Not if you control it.
There's no control. That's the point. That's the point of the fear.
Okay, all right.
So
We can. All right, we're not here for an AI conversation. I
Yep.
understand, but
Terminator.
yeah.
Mentioned it. No, wait, not yet. Avatar. That one.
That's like we
Oh.
jumping planets
Is
here
that where they mate with their hair?
Yeah.
with the tree.
They're like rubbing their hair with these.
Yeah,
like, man.
that part made me uncomfortable. I like the movie. The movie's great.
Oh, dude, that movie.
Cinematically great.
I'll tell you how that one's pre-programming.
Okay.
It's getting you ready for the climate change.
That's
Crap.
what. Yeah.
Mm.
That one. That movie.
The tree, and then the white man's
Yeah.
coming to kill it.
That.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the white man being a bad guy in that one.
Yeah. 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 I don't like movies like that.
You just said you did.
I mean, the movie was good.
The movie was good.
You don't want a movie
It
that
just
makes you
pissed me
feel
off how they made humans
the bad guy.
The bad guy.
We are pretty bad.
And the only good human was
He went to the
Sigourney
other-
Weaver and old dude in the wheelchair.
Yeah.
But if you let's say you were in a wheelchair, would you jump over? Be a bloomin'? You're
Yeah.
like 12 foot tall.
Yeah.
You're
I
agile.
have to-
as-
Yeah.
Do I have to do
It's a-
climate change bullcrap?
I mean, I would.
I mean, you can't drive a car if you're in a wheelchair, so your footprint is
Yeah. He essentially turned into an Indian.
What if it's an electric one?
well,
He turned into a blue Native American.
Yeah.
So he went. He kind of went back. I would be down with
A
that.
blue Native
I
American?
mean, that's what they were. They were like They were like
So instead of the
like
Redskins,
primitive.
they were the Blueskins. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
We're towing a really tight
I
line here,
know.
guys.
Let's move on.
I'm trying to hit every point I can.
Yeah, mentioned Contagion. That one kind of kicked the show off. Outbreak. I mentioned it on a previous show.
It said 1995.
Yeah, super stupid movie. And this one, I believe, is predictive programming to a T because there was no way that I don't know, it was full of A-list actors. Morgan Freeman, Dustin Hoffman, Renee Russo, just to name a couple, but the movie was just so bad. The story was decent, but the acting was bad, even though it had great actors.
Ruins it for me.
The
if
writing
you've got
was
garbage
good.
acting, I can't
Dude,
watch
it was so bad. I kind of want you to watch it just so you can cringe with me.
I can't.
It was so cringe. I forced myself to watch the whole movie because I was like, there's no way that they made this movie with these actors, with this storyline, and it not be this
Normally
bad.
that
And
means
it
that a
stayed
script
bad.
is really bad. If the actors are really good and they're just garbage, it normally means that they're saying cringy
No.
things because the script is awful.
It was everything.
So what
Okay.
makes it predictive
Everything.
programming?
It was another like pandemic type movie.
Gotcha,
This this one was a bat bite that got a guy sick. Then his sickness, he spread it.
Another bat?
And it was a patient zero movie.
Gotcha.
Like they were trying to find patient zero to stop the spread.
I need to look up how many pandemic movies start with a bat.
I don't know.
Seems like we should stay away from those at this point.
Yeah.
Bats are not good.
What's these next few pretty quick? Eyes Wide Shut.
Don't know it.
Never seen it.
Nope.
It's got too many boobies in it, so my mommy wouldn't let me watch it. Equals. Never heard of it. 2015.
Don't know.
An emotionless utopia. Two people fall in love when they regain their feelings. I don't know that one.
They regain
kind
their
of-
feelings.
I feel like that's
Regain
where
their
we're
feelings from a
headed.
mysterious disease.
We're heading to the no feelings thing.
causing tension between them and society.
Identify with having no feelings.
There's a lot of
Yeah.
the empathy is not strong out
There's
here.
a lot of is it SSRIs
Yeah,
that cause
pumping
that?
it, baby.
Yeah,
Mhm.
pharmaceuticals are pushing it.
That conversation is being had, though, of what's the negative effects of SSRIs.
yeah.
All of it.
The
Yeah.
problem is that you feel no feelings. Also the problem is when you quit taking them and then all of the feelings that you haven't felt in 10 years
Yeah.
Come crashing
flood
into
in
you.
at once.
So
Yeah.
I before the show, I said I haven't shared any deep dark secrets yet. Well, this is mine. I did
Okay.
have to go on SSRIs at one time, and I did come off of them. So I've been on
Yeah.
both sides.
Uh-huh.
Would not do it again. Wouldn't recommend it.
Even
Really?
if you
Yeah.
got to like just a dark place, would
Yeah,
you know?
I wasn't suicidal, but it was the point that I had to go to the hospital because I thought I was having a heart attack, chest pains, panic attacks, that sort of thing. So it's kind of hard now looking at it, but I wish somebody would have tried to teach me some holistic stuff to help do it, because
Yeah.
that was one of the reasons why I was able to come off of it, because I found better life choices and things that I do to help me not be so stressed and freaked out. So I kind of wish that would have happened so quick, but man, I went to the doctor and you should have seen how quick his hand wrote that script. It was,
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
they'll go quick for it. Oh,
That's-
you feel okay, here you go.
yeah.
You feel? Did you watch Marley and Me and you got sad?
Yeah.
Here you
There
go.
it is.
That's a sad
it's-
movie, by the way. Dude, that'll get you.
Dude, they're just predictive programming.
Making
me
cry.
All they're doing is making you sad for other people's
Yeah.
dogs.
Yeah.
The people who made the movie are breeding golden retrievers so you can
That's
buy them.
right.
The Circle.
No idea.
I think that's a social media.
Oh, I did watch
movie
that one.
with-
Yeah,
is that the one that has Tom Hanks in it?
Tom
Yeah.
Hanks and John.
Wasn't too
Berger?
good of a movie, if I remember.
It was
right.
decent. I
It was
enjoyed it.
okay. It
This
wasn't
was one
great.
of those movies I was looking for the agenda the whole time, and I never could find it.
Oh, it was all, dude. I remember that one. That was all over it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it was
agenda-
there, but I couldn't figure out if they were like, "Hey, get off social media," or "Is all social media bad?" Like, I couldn't find the point.
I don't love this list. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I
Yeah.
feel like there is some examples, but like for the most part, it's like towing a line. The Matrix, of course,
Yep.
is definitely one.
V for Vendetta.
V for
obviously.
Vendetta, I'll agree with that. The Circle, it can kind of go both ways.
Is there any other movies you can think of that
Um,
is not on the list?
yeah, there's documentaries that'll definitely do that. What was the one with the Inconvenient Truth about
yeah.
global warming, and
Yeah.
that was made in like 2002. And then they said in 20 years Florida's going to be underwater. Well, guess what?
Florida's
It's
kicking.
2025, and they're doing better than ever.
Yeah.
So there's all kinds of things like that. And dude, that was a movement whenever people did it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, everybody freaked out. We got to start doing these things, and we're going to kill all the whales because they're, it was all these things that people were doing. And I think that Al Gore maintained some level of legitimacy from it, which how the crap do you do that when you lied the whole time? And here we are. I mean, the world's no hotter than it used to be. But it made people freak out, and it caused panic.
Here's one on top of my head, that Netflix movie. What was that movie made by Barack Obama?
Oh,
How It Ends.
Is that what it's called?
I think it's called How It Ends.
Wait, you're telling me that the president was pushing an agenda?
Yeah, about
the same president.
Leave the world behind.
Leave the World Behind. That's what it is.
I didn't watch it because I knew who it was from.
Yeah.
This is gonna be
It
garbage.
almost it feels like a what would you call it? Someone with pertinent information making a movie like that. It's like,
oh yeah,
that's not okay.
It's not cool, bro.
Yeah,
your name should not be on this.
Like, you can't be making a movie like this.
No.
His favorite food's broccoli too.
That's weird.
Yeah, you weren't here for that, but
yeah.
Do you believe a guy that said, I don't believe anything.
No.
That of a guy that's favorite food's broccoli.
I don't believe that his favorite food's broccoli, for one. But
no.
to say that out loud.
Sir, we have a steak or we have broccoli. Which would you prefer? Give me that broccoli. Let me tell you.
That was a good one.
Hey,
good job. Especially right off the cuff like that.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Give me the broccoli.
Give me that broccoli.
Give me the broccoli.
But yeah, like end of the world type scenario where there's like mass misinformation, like pamphlets in different languages, electric vehicles driving themselves, crashing it, nukes going off.
Everybody was confused. Like, who's the bad guy?
Right. So it's like, are we getting prepped for that? It came out last year, but like this may be like, do you think they're playing the long game where like they drop a movie and like something happens 10 years later?
Well,
so it's not an immediate like, oh, I just saw this movie.
Yeah.
It's not a desensitization. You don't desensitize somebody with one thing.
Yeah.
You desensitize it over time. I think that culturally, and that's more of the angle that I've taken with this, is culturally, we've seen that shift over time.
Yeah.
In the 90s, there was different ways that people acted than the way they do today. But if you look, that's where you got the will and grace, and you got all of these things were just sprinkled in, and just a little bit here. And now you can't watch an Oreo commercial without two gay people just like on the television.
Dunkin' milk.
Yeah, Dunkin' milk.
Stop it. Where's the beat button for this guy?
Yeah, no. There it is. Just dunking it.
Stop.
I'm double dunk.
Let's wrap it up before we get too much trouble.
Just dunk it.
Yeah.
There it is.
Go on our social media, and if you've got movies that we missed, plug them in there. I'd like to check them out.
Yeah, there's going to be some because I'm not a movie buff. I don't know these things.
Yeah, and apparently me and Connor just stayed in a room and watched every movie ever made. And remembered them all for some weird reason.
That is weird.
I spend my time so much more productive than you guys. I play video games.
He's full of chicks and shredding guitars.
I'm just sitting there just playing guitar. Just playing the guitar. I hadn't played in weeks.
Get my feelings out. Was you an emo kid?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
Okay. So you was emo?
Okay. Oh, I straightened my hair, wore straight skinny pants.
Please tell me you dyed it black.
I didn't dye it black. I did go dark brown.
Nice.
Close
it did
enough.
happen, and I looked like I was translucent.
I would pay money to see that.
Yeah, no, we're not doing that.
Can we share it on our social media?
Nope.
Dang it. All right. For Steven, Connor, and Joey, Nowhere to Be the Podcast Dog, thanks for listening.
See ya.